Welcome back to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. I'm here with Subrina Hough. This is our community segment. We are so happy to bring you relevant, like touch you where you live information here at the Oneness Wellness Lifestyles Foundation. This is such relevant information that I just had to bring it to you. I was so excited to hear what we do. I'm going to let Subrina talk about what she does, because when she does it, you know the kind of passion you bring to your own thing. I'm telling you, get a blue pen and a white paper and get ready to take copious notes, because you're going to want to get every bit of this. Subrina is with Parents Point of View, and I'm so happy to introduce you to her. Subrina, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity to share and to talk about Parents Point of View and what we do with our community, with our families that we work with, but most importantly with our students that we get the opportunity. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. So when you say work with our community and with our students, what exactly is it that you provide?
Well, with Parents Point of View, first and foremost, you know how you have students that are looking to go off to college. They want to find what resources are available, and parents that really have a desire to see their students successful in the college prep process, but they don't know how. Do you know how what that looks like? Well, what I do is I work with the parents, I work with the students, I work with the administrators of schools to actually help these families look at the big picture, the resources that are available, how to fill out the forms, how to understand and guide through the process that helps them with the college prep process, so that those same students and parents are able to not only get to college, but we want to be able to see them walk across the stage to graduation.
Okay, so you provide not only the beginning part of it, but you track them through the whole school process, like beginning to end, like graduation?
Yes, all the way to college graduation. Now, I will say this, and I'm very proud to say that my youngest client is actually a 7-month-old.
What?
And you're probably wondering, now how can you help a 7-month-old with college prep?
Sure.
Well, I have a book, and the title of my book is From Mama's House to College. And one of the things that I learned a long time ago through trial and error is that the college prep process really is early is better.
Early is better.
The earlier you can start with the students, hence my 7-month-old, his parents purchased the book, and I worked with that family. And how you may say, well, I still don't understand how you can work with the 7-month-old. There are actually scholarships out there for students as young as 6 years old.
Wow. That
parents can start applying for now. There are several different foundations through banks, through credit unions, that parents can actually start putting money for college prep away now.
Yes.
And so with this, I'm able to help that family to understand and track the process, understand the process, because I myself, I have 3 sons. And I promise you, I was that parent that did not know.
I was just going to ask you, how did you get on this track?
12 years ago. My oldest son, we were preparing for him to go off to college. That's why I was cheering so hard today for Winston-Salem State, because that's where he ended up going. But we were preparing, and his guidance counselor said this to me. I would go to the high school, and they had a file cabinet at that time that had all of these scholarship applications in it, and they said that it was open. And so as a parent, when you say it's open to me, it affects my child, I'm going to utilize it. I was going every day, and the guidance counselor said, well, you need to let him do it. And my reply to that guidance counselor, who is now an amazing friend of mine, I said to him, Mr. James, if Derek does not apply, can he live with you? And Mr. James's reply to me, of course, was no. So Mr. James saw how serious I was, and he began to help me navigate the scholarship process. In doing that, Parents Point of View was born, because I realized, and if you look at the way I have parents spelled, a lot of times people will try to change the apostrophe S.
Okay.
But I was that parent.
Yes.
And it's my point of view that I'm not the only parent that did not understand the process. And so I wanted to make sure, not only that, again, I said I have 3 sons, so I had to navigate for them. And I did not realize until the writing of my book where my passion really came from. I thought it came from my children. I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
5 miles from Johnson C. Smith University. And no one ever talked to Subrina about college. And every time I tell this story, I always almost get teary-eyed because I know the pain of being the good student who goes to class, does what everybody says, but everybody around me is moving, and I wasn't understanding the college process. I have brochures for my company, and the front of my brochure is college in all caps.
Okay.
And the reason why I wanted it like that is because that's what college was to me, just a word on a piece of paper. I did not understand.
But you grew up right next to
5 miles.
5 miles from Johnson C. Smith.
And no one talked to me about college. I didn't bother the teachers didn't bother me. Hence, as I was growing up, I had friends that went to Lenore Ryan, NC State, even visited one of my very dear friends at NC State while she was there. But nothing clicked that I could do that because no one said that it was possible.
Yes.
And so in that process, I realized, in the process of writing my book, I realized, oh my God, this passion grew from a place of pain that was never really tapped into. So now my passion is even greater. The book released last November.
Congratulations.
But thank you. My passion is to make sure that every student, every parent that wants this, that understands that if they can just understand that it's possible.
Yes.
I want to help them with that process.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
And the name of the book is?
From Mama's
House to College.
And it is not spelled the traditional way. It's MOMMA apostrophe S.
Okay.
So it's all the way from Mama's House to College. But it does walk the parent through the process. I was able to actually interview some of the students that I've worked with over the years so that they give resource opportunities, that some of them have graduated and were able to actually come through parents' point of view. They share resources in the book. They share what helped them through because they were a Subrina at one point.
Okay. So, and how long has Parents' Point of View been in existence now?
12 years.
12 years. 12 years.
Which seems amazing.
So which means that you're seasoned.
Yes.
That means that you know how to do this. And that's why I wanted to bring that back to our viewers' attention, because you know how to do this from the hands-on, not only for helping other people, but you help your own first,
exactly.
Right? And so they say charity begins at home.
Oh, yes.
Right? And so when it's homegrown, then you know that all of the intricacies, right? All of the things, and all,
the bad, nugget.
and I was going to say, and all of the what would be pain and struggle that mamas go through, right? In getting their children to college and getting them through. And I think another thing I'd like you to talk about, what's your experience actually on campus when you take a freshman, right? What's that like?
To take a student and their parent, because I always try to make sure that I work with the support system of that student.
Yes.
Because there are going to be some times that student won't call Miss Subrina, but they gonna call Mom. And so when I'm taking a parent and a student onto a campus for the very first time, and I see that it's no longer a foreign country to them, and I see their eyes open, and I see the parent understanding what purging classes means, or what FAFSA stands for, or what the FERPA is. That to me is not just for me, because it's not just a personal journey anymore. I can walk with them in hand, but at some point they'll reach back and they'll help another student. Or they'll have another family say, okay, you need to call her. And that's what we do.
Beautiful. That is amazing.
Yes.
I want to go back to one point that you made about the 7-month-old.
Yes.
And getting parents to understand that you can begin the journey of saving, preparing for your child's college education. The younger, the better? Is that what you said?
Early is better.
That early is better.
That's a chapter in the book.
Okay, early is chapter in the book. Early is better. So as I'm a financial professional,
Yes.
and so one of the things that we have always talked to our families about is that from the time a child is 15 days old, you can begin that process.
Yes.
And that is something that, in terms of educating our community about what's possible, the story about the 7-month-old is amazing, just absolutely amazing. So what are some of the colleges, the campuses that you've been on?
Oh, wow. We were actually just at Clemson on last weekend. Winston-Salem State. We've been to the University of South Carolina. Next week we'll actually be at Winston-Salem again. We're going to UNCG, definitely here at Livingstone. Right now we're doing a project where we're actually going onto campuses and interviewing students. Just a live, quick 15, maybe 20 minutes at the most, sometimes less than that. But we're interviewing them about what the process looks like for them. They're there, they're physically on the campus, and what better resource than someone that's actually going through it.
Okay.
So we're visiting several college campuses right now.
Wow.
We'll be in Virginia in May.
Okay. So are you compiling these for research, or what's the data for?
The data is to help parents and students to understand that not only is the process available, but you can do this. And we want them to see that there are students that have been able to do it. It's not an easy process. I'm not going to make anybody think it's an easy process, but as long as a parent and a student understands that it is possible and it is for you, I will not allow there to be another Subrina that just goes through the process and nobody shares the option.
And college is just a word on a page.
Just a word on a page.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Never again.
Amazing story. Thank you for so much for sharing your background, who you are, and how you and why you bring this. It's always fantastic and really from a heart space, right?
Yes.
When it's personal, when it's your own journey, and I think that is a very powerful gift that you brought to the world, and I thank you for it.
I thank you for this space, and I thank you for all the wonderful things you're doing, and just for your audience. So thank you.
Well, we're happy. Oneness Wellness Lifestyles, we're really happy to have Subrina Hough here with us today from Parents' Point of View. If you have a student in your home and you are looking, thinking, preparing, this is the right word, we want to make sure you're preparing for college, give Miss Subrina Hough a call, and she can help you navigate that whole process. How can we get in touch with you?
I have a website. It's www.parentspointofview.inc.com, and my telephone number is 704-475-8619. You can also email me at Subrina Hough, that's SubrinaHough@gmail.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show.